Where we at? Oh, YouTube find device local. Allow. Yo. Oh, it's crazy. Yeah, what up, gang? Wanna fold clothes for you. I wanna make you feel good. Baby, I wanna do the right thing. It's so much better than the wrong thing. I got on underwear under here, so I'm not stressing too hard about showing all what's going on up in there. I don't care. Hey, if anybody on tonight, come on through. Step on through for a hot second while I fold these clothes before I go out. Because that's what your boy gotta do sometime, man. Gotta fold the clothes, you know? Last time I was on here for like an hour and nobody came through. They be trying to tell me that YouTube Live is going and it's hot, but it's not. Y'all do not be on here. It's crazy where y'all be at, man. I be trying to figure out some things like where y'all at. Hey, but if y'all want to do this type beat talk, I'm open to that too. I am open to talking about the type beats for sure. And any type beat that y'all want to talk about, like, I got them all, man. I don't even know why we gotta act like I can't do any type of type beat, like custom beat, custom West Coast, custom East Coast type beat, South type beat. You know, I can do all that. House type beat. People like my house stuff lately. They be rocking with it for real. What else we be talking about? I don't know. Lately, my stuff been sounding real cinematic. My type beats been sounding cinematic, but why not have your song sound more like a movie? You feel me? Like, why not? Why not have it sound like something epic? Something that's meant for something beyond radio. How about something that's meant for Hulu? You know, or Netflix, or Amazon Prime, or YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Not YouTube like regular, like YouTube Premium. Like, why not? That's how I feel about it. But or to theaters. Like those types of beats I've been on lately. And people that are interested in that type of stuff and you want something custom and not something that everybody can lease and you want an exclusive, then you holler at me. You holler at me and we can talk about this stuff. If you want something that's just for you as a music artist, you know? I wouldn't be mad. I would not be mad. I would not be upset. I'm gonna go to a music artist show tonight and I'm gonna live stream it. So if anybody's just on the outside checking, oh, finally got somebody in here. What's going on? Say what's up. Don't just sit and be weird. You know, say what's up. Hey, how you doing? What do you do? Do you do music? Do you do music is the question. If you do music, then let me know. Are you a music artist? Are you a new music artist? Are you a old music artist? You know, you never really know. I don't know what I'm gonna name the next stream that I do tonight though. Like I don't know what I should name it. Should I name it like Finding New Music Artists? Finding New Music Artists Part 1. Should I name it that? I don't know. I don't know what to name this stuff. But back to talking about the typees. The music artist that I'm going to see tonight, she's a little eccentric, but you know, it's all good. She's indie, she's producing her own stuff, so she can do what she wants. Doesn't really have to appeal to anyone but the audience that she's building for herself. You know, so it is what it is, you know. Would I recommend that to every music artist? No. I would only recommend that for people who are not really trying, well, yeah, no, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I would only recommend making eccentric music or experimental music if you have a steady 9 to 5 job. You know, you got a steady 9 to 5 job and you're not trying to make a living with this. You know, you do whatever you want. You feel me? But when you're trying to make a living from this, then it's wise to try to ride the wave, catch a trend every now and then. Say what's up if you get in here, you know. But for the people who have 9 to 5 jobs, yeah, you do whatever you want. Or, you know, if you make eccentric music and you do stuff that's a little different, that's cool. Because if you can develop a following with that and you are trying to make a living with this, it makes it really easy to stand out from everyone else. So when you don't sound like everyone else and you're putting out something that's totally original and you start to develop a following from it, then it's much more appreciated than the average music artist who catches trends, you know, because trends die. Trends go up, they go down. But when you are the trend, then it's a little different, right? It's a little different when you are the trend. And say you have one magical moment where everybody just starts catching on to your music and you go viral. Now everyone wants to be like you, but you're ahead of the trend because you are the trend. So it can work out. It can work out when you do it like that, but you gotta be patient because when you're trying to do stuff that's unfamiliar, it's a lot harder to push that kind of thing. People catch on easier to what's familiar when it comes to anything, but especially when we're talking about music, like especially in certain regions of the world, certain areas of the world, like people want to hear a certain type of sound. So when they just want to hear a certain type of sound and you're in that area and you're not making that type of sound, then it's harder to develop a following. Even when we're talking about the internet, because that's how these algorithms work, right? Algorithms work like, okay, well, we're gonna put people onto this. We're gonna put people onto your music, but we're not just gonna show it to any and everybody. We're gonna slowly show it. They may slowly show it to people who are in your friend circle first, who are in a particular area, right? Or they may slowly show it to a niche crowd, say if your music is about exquisite food, then they may show it to people who are fans of food first. You know, these are just some ideas that I'm throwing out there because y'all might be catching some sauce from some of these things that I'm saying, and if you do, then it's for the free. You may make music that is more talking about anime, and if you make music that talks about anime, or it has a lot of anime references, then the algorithm will double down, and every time you say something in your music from that particular anime, algorithm's going to tap in and it's going to show it to those people first. And if those people rock with it, it'll show it to more of those types of people. You know? That's how the game goes. It's how the game goes. But if you're just saying a bunch of random stuff and there's no thesis or objective to what you're saying, or you're not talking about a particular niche with your music, then it's going to be really hard to exploit that, you know? The algorithm is going to be confused, and it's going to latch on to certain keywords that you say in your music and things like that, and it's not going to do it. It's going to be like, all right, well, let's try this keyword. All right. Popped it in front of a couple people who vibe with that keyword. But the next thing that you're talking about is something totally random. You're talking about sports. But just 5 seconds ago in your rap or your song, you were talking about good food and good pasta. And 5 minutes before that, you were talking about traveling. You know, it's tough. Hey, I got 2 people in here. Why haven't either of you said anything? Say what's up. Say what's good. I'm Miles. Miles got beats. Who are you when you jump in here? You know? If you're gonna jump in here, don't just be weird and not say anything. Like, come in and engage, interact. Say what's up, you know? But as I was saying, when we're talking about the music and talking about your brand with your music, it should have a focus. It should have some type of focus when you're doing it. Some type of topic, some type of mantra, some type of North Star for your compass, you know? Because when you're talking about all this music, man, it's not what you think. Can't just talk about whatever, then you get results like whatever. I think even when you make eccentric music or you make music that's a little different, I think that it's wise to still have some sort of compass, a topic, and not just a topic or a thesis or a clear objective, but it should be a good story. Because storytelling is the top thing that's important when you're talking about building brand. It's story. It's the narrative that you tell. And if your music has a narrative, then it's easier to get the point across. You know, even if it's a little more eccentric. For example, take XXXTentacion, for example. His first big song that went crazy on SoundCloud, Look at Me. Very abstract, very eccentric, very different, very distorted sounding. Sonically, it was a mess. right? But there was a story. And as long as there's a story, then you'll have a lot of haters, but you'll also have a lot of people loving what you're talking about. And that's exactly what happened with that song. Another big example, take Lil Nas X, Old Town Road. Eccentric, different. It was not just him rapping. He was rapping on a country hip hop hybrid type of beat, right? And so since he was doing that, then that's what made everything so captivating. Because when you have a captivating story or something that's intriguing, when people find one familiar thing and it's intriguing, then they latch on to all the other pieces and draw more people in to see what the captivating and intriguing parts are. You know, so some eccentric stuff and eccentric music is really loaded. It's really loaded with a lot, but if you overload it with so much context, even context that's not in alignment, then you may be onto something. Like how I did with this live. I talked about a lot of different things on this live while I was here, right? I talked about type beats, talked about story building, talked about brand, talked about music artists and how do you build your audience as a music artist. What's up to the one person in here? Hey, why do y'all keep coming in here and not saying a word? Please come in and chat me up a little bit. Say something in the chat, but I don't know. I'm only gonna be on here for like maybe 13 more minutes. 13 more minutes and I'm out. You feel me? What up, Fred? What's going on? What's going on, gang? Oh, man. Just chatting about some music in here real quick. Chatting about this. Actually, I need some water because I am getting a little hot. Gotta stay hydrated, especially since I'm gonna go out tonight. Actually, before I reward myself with the water, hold on. Let's get some lighting, shall we? Get some light. Oh, come on. Could have swore that light was right there. There we go. Okay. A little bit. Can't call you, bro. Glad to see you still doing it. I am still doing it. I am still doing it. Is this Fred from Ford? From Ford, man. I'm out here in Hollywood, man. Trying to do this thing. You know? Trying to do this thing. But I'm about to go out in a minute. I'm a live stream when I go out on the boulevard and I go to this little pop-up show that this girl doing. That's what I was talking about most of the time here. But yeah, doing that. That's good to know, man. Send me a link, man, whenever you get a chance. Man, I heard they went up for that last contract that they just did recently, man. I heard the union did y'all right. Heard the union finally got some things together, man. Heard they did that. Gotta start putting clothes away. Yeah, send me a link, man. Pop me a link in the DM or pop me a link in the comments or something. Or if it's not distributed nowhere, Send it straight to my email, milesgotbeats@gmail.com. I'll be checking out the music for sure. For sure. This is- Yeah, I just started streaming this week. YouTube got people coming at me talking about, hey, if you start doing some live streams, then we'll start connecting you and letting you come into the seminars and conferences and come over to the YouTube headquarters. I'm like, all right. I'm like, all right, man. Let's see what I can do. Let's see what I can do. Damn. Stuff in this drawer. Really need a different dresser here. Dresser kind of full. Oof. And I'm gonna have to. What else we got going on? But yeah, back to talking about some music stuff. Hey, look, listen. Everybody who chooses to be up at this time, because I'm on the West Coast. I'm on West Coast time right now. So since I'm on West Coast time right now. Oh, and by the way, that's what just happened there. That was a good example. Somebody came in here and right in the middle of what I was talking about what the algorithm does, somebody from my past job jumped in here, you know, just put me on their feed. I wasn't talking about my past job when I used to work for Ford, but they associated with me and knew me a little bit because of the music. So I said music enough times to where it started drawing people in from my immediate friend group. Like I said, right? First, the algorithm will tap into people that's in your immediate circle before it starts tapping into people all around the world, right? And then once people in your immediate circle start rocking with you, then the algorithm will treat you better. And it's like, okay, well, if the people in his immediate circle that claim they rock with him is engaged, then it must not be bad. Let's start pushing them out to more people. And that's how I go. That's how I go. You know? Start pushing you out. Push you out to more people. And that's just how the algorithm will do you, man. Push you out to some people. And once it sees, then that's when it'll start pushing you out to more and more. See, it wouldn't make sense if it just started sending you out to random people who don't know nothing about you, don't have nothing relative to you. That's just gonna hurt your viewer retention. That's all that's gonna do. Damn, guy used the bathroom real bad. Hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all. Fuck. back at it. What we got? All right, back in this thing. Uh, so yeah, as I was saying, you know, the more you can tap into your narrative and your story, the more that the algorithm will be in your favor. You know? So when you're talking about this music, have even if it's going to be eccentric, if it's going to be experimental, then try to have a story, have a narrative, something that you're driving towards, because that's going to be the best thing to develop that audience. But back talking about the beats, man. If you are looking for beats and you be scrolling for type beats on YouTube, like, I don't understand why people scroll for type beats on YouTube so much. Like, why not just lock in with a music producer and give them a chance? You know, give somebody like me a chance and be like, okay, this guy says he makes beats. This guy says he can do any type of beat. Okay, I'm willing to invest. All right, and then you make that initial play. Say, hey, you don't even gotta do. Say we aren't even gonna do a type of exclusive price off the top. First, say we do a subscription, right? You do a 1 month subscription. Say that's like $50, right? $50 for a music artist to do a 1 month subscription to get as many beats sent to you as you need. Say that's worth at least a guaranteed 3-pack. Guaranteed 3-pack of beats per week for 1 month. That's 12 beats for the month. Out of those 12 beats, you're gonna want something exclusively because you already detailed something to me that you wanted. You said, okay, hey, I want this type of beat. You said, hey, I want this type of beat. I want it to sound like this. I want it to sound like this region. I want it to be this type of mood. I want it to be this type of style. And out of those 12 that I send you, bet you something will be exactly what you're looking for. And if it isn't, then hey, at least you got 12 beats at that point to be like, all right, hey, maybe this one isn't for me, but I would sound good as a feature on this. And I could try to get this to my mans. And then if you're able to get your mans interested, I would cut you in on a commission. It's a good deal. It's a good deal. Cut you in on commission when we do sell the exclusive. I got you. That's good business. That's how business is supposed to be done, but ain't nobody really trying to lock in with that type of mindset. You know, each one is supposed to help the other. Everybody's supposed to be helping everybody make some money, right? So, I'll figure out a better way to pitch that in the future to make it sound more intriguing. Having music artists get commission for when I sell an exclusive type beat. You know what I'm saying? Because that sounded so interesting when I just said it. Hey, it made me want to get into it. I'm like, hold on, Miles talking a deal right now. Hold on. So I don't know. Might develop some sort of members only club. Might do it. Might do that. Starting to get into innovative ideas while I'm just sitting here yapping, right? Just folded some clothes. I might do this more often. Whenever I'm folding clothes, just talk on here for a little bit and yap. And then when I put these lives out, I'll clip it and it'll be a good deal. So I think that's about it for now, y'all. I'm about to get out of here, and the next segment that I do, like I said, I'm gonna be walking down the boulevard, and I'm gonna go to this chick's little gig, and I'm gonna live stream that. Might even decide to step out at a couple points and yap a little bit, just for the sake of yapping. But yeah, stay tuned for the next one. All right, peace.